Web3 actually means. Without that understanding, users often miss the deeper opportunities behind the technology. In this session, we will break everything down in a structured and simple way. By the end of this video, you will understand how the Internet evolved from Web 1 to Web 2 and now to Web 3, what decentralization really means, how smart contracts work, and why many Welcome to this Academy session. Today, we are going to discuss one of the most important concepts in the modern blockchain ecosystem. That concept is Web 3. You may have heard people say that Web 3 is the future of the Internet. You may have seen projects launching tokens, decentralized applications, and airdrops connected to Web 3. But many people participate in these activities without fully understanding. 3 projects distribute airdrops to early users. Let us begin at the beginning. Evolution of the Internet, from Web 1 to Web 2 to Web 3. To understand Web 3, we must first understand how the Internet has evolved over time. The Internet did not begin as the interactive environment we experience today. It has gone through different stages. These stages are commonly referred to as Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. Let us examine each one. Web 1, the read-only Internet. Web 1 represents the earliest stage of the Internet. During this period, websites functioned primarily as digital information pages. Users could visit websites and read content, but they could not interact with the platform in meaningful ways. For example, early websites simply displayed information, such as articles, company pages, or directories. Users had almost no ability to create content themselves. Only the website owners controlled what appeared online. This is why Web 1 is often called the read-only Internet. People could access information, but participation was extremely limited. Web 2, the interactive Internet. The next phase of the Internet introduced interaction. This phase is known as Web 2. Web 2 transformed the Internet into a platform where users could actively participate. Instead of simply reading information, users could now create and share content. This is the era where social media platforms, online marketplaces, and interactive applications became dominant. Companies such as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter built systems where billions of users could communicate, share media, and interact online. However, Web 2 introduced a new problem. While users generated the content, the platforms owned the infrastructure and controlled the data. This means that companies collected massive amounts of user information and monetized it through advertising and centralized control. Users helped build the value of these platforms, but they did not own the platforms themselves. This imbalance is one of the reasons Web 3 emerged. Web 3, the ownership Internet. Web 3 represents the next evolution of the Internet. The goal of Web 3 is to shift power away from centralized companies and return ownership to users. Instead of platforms controlling the system, decentralized networks allow participants to interact directly with each other. Blockchain technology enables this transformation. Through blockchain networks, users can control their own digital assets, own digital identities, interact with applications without intermediaries, participate in decentralized governance systems. Web 3 introduces an Internet where ownership and control are distributed across participants rather than concentrated in a single company. This is why Web 3 is often called the ownership Internet. Service, the platform disappears. In decentralized systems, the network is maintained by many independent participants around the world. These participants run nodes that collectively maintain the system. A well-known example of a decentralized network is Ethereum. Instead of relying on one company's servers, Ethereum operates through thousands of computers distributed globally. Each computer maintains a copy of the blockchain ledger and participates in validating transactions. Because the system is distributed, no single entity can easily control or shut down the network. Decentralization therefore improves transparency, resilience, and trust. Decentralization. One of the most important principles of Web3 is decentralization. Decentralization simply means that control is not held by a single authority. Instead, control is distributed across many independent participants. In traditional Web2 platforms, a central company manages everything. They control the servers, they control the data, they control user access. If that company shuts down the
Smart contracts. Another critical component of Web3 is the smart contract. A smart contract is essentially a computer program stored on a blockchain. This program automatically executes when specific conditions are met. Think of a smart contract as a digital agreement that runs exactly as programmed. There is no need for a middleman to enforce it. For example, imagine a decentralized exchange. When a user swaps one token for another, the smart contract automatically verifies the transaction and completes the trade according to predefined rules. No bank is required. No broker is required. The contract executes the agreement automatically. Smart contracts power many Web3 applications, including decentralized exchanges, lending platforms, non-fungible token marketplaces, and gaming platforms. They remove the need for centralized intermediaries and replace them with transparent code.
Now, let us discuss something that many community members are very interested in: airdrops. Many Web3 projects distribute free tokens to early users. At first glance, this may seem surprising. Why would a project give away valuable tokens? The answer lies in how decentralized ecosystems grow. In traditional companies, early investors provide funding and receive ownership shares. In Web3 projects, tokens often represent both governance rights and economic participation. Projects want to reward early users who helped test, promote, and support the platform before it became widely adopted. Instead of paying for advertising, projects distribute tokens to users who interacted with their protocols. This creates several benefits. First, it rewards early participants who contributed to the network's growth. Second, it distributes ownership across a large community rather than concentrating it in a few investors. Third, it encourages users to remain active within the ecosystem. Airdrops are therefore not random gifts. They are strategic incentives designed to build decentralized communities. Examples of Web3 airdrops. Several well-known Web3 projects have distributed large airdrops to early users. One famous example is Uniswap. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange built on the Ethereum blockchain. When the platform launched its governance token, it distributed tokens to users who had previously interacted with the protocol. Many early users received significant rewards simply for using the platform before the token existed. Another example is Arbitrum. Arbitrum is a scaling network designed to improve Ethereum's efficiency. When Arbitrum introduced its governance token, it rewarded users who had bridged funds, interacted with applications, and participated in the ecosystem. These airdrops demonstrated how Web3 projects distribute value to early adopters. Users who explored the ecosystem early were rewarded when the networks expanded. Let us review the key ideas from this session. The Internet has evolved through three major phases: Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. Web 1 allowed users to read information online. Web 2 introduced interaction, but placed control in centralized platforms.
Web3 introduces decentralized systems, where users can own digital assets and participate directly in network governance. Decentralization distributes control across many independent participants instead of concentrating it within a single company. Smart contracts are automated programs on the blockchain that execute agreements without intermediaries. Web3 projects often distribute airdrops to reward early users and distribute ownership across their communities. Projects such as Uniswap and Arbitrum have demonstrated how early users can benefit from participating in new decentralized ecosystems. By the end of this video, you now understand not only what Web3 is, but also why many blockchain projects reward early adopters through airdrops. This knowledge allows you to approach Web3 opportunities with greater awareness and strategic thinking. In our next Academy session, we will continue expanding your understanding so that you can participate confidently within the decentralized Internet. Stay informed, stay curious, and continue exploring the Web3 ecosystem with knowledge and discipline.